trust of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, Divine grace, thy goodness is infinite. We bow before thee in gratitude. With always our love and blessings, says our Divine Mother. Sri Aurobindo's Savitri, Book 5, The Book of Love, Canto 3, Satyavan and Savitri, page 411. Then down the narrow path where their lives had met, he led and showed to her her future world, love's refuge and corner of happy solitude. At the path's end, through a green cleft in the trees, she saw a clustering line of hermit roofs. She looked now first on her heart's future home, the thatch that covered the life of Satyavan. Adorned with creepers and red climbing flowers, it seemed a sylvan beauty in her dreams, slumbering with brown body and tumbled hair, in her chamber inviolate of emerald peace. Around it stretched the forest's anchorite mood, lost in the depths of its own solitude. Then, moved by the deep joy, she could not speak. A little depth of it quivering in her words, her happy voice cried out to Satyavan. My heart will stay here on this forest verge and close to this thatched roof while I am far. Now of more wandering it has no need. But I must haste back to my father's house, which soon will lose one love accustomed tread, and listen in vain for a once cherished voice. For soon I shall return, nor ever again oneness must sever its record bliss. Our fate sunder our lives while life is ours. Once more she mounted on the carven car, and under the ardor of a fiery noon, less bright than the splendor of her thoughts and dreams, she sped, swift-reined, swift-hearted, but still saw, in still lucidities of sight's inner world, through the cool scented woods' luxurious gloom, on shadowy paths between great rugged trunks, pace towards a tranquil clearing Satyavan. A nave of trees enshrined the hermit thatch, the new deep covert of her felicity, preferred to heaven her soul's temple and home. This now remained with her heart's constant scene. End of Canto 3, end of Book 5.
La sérénité, telle est la promesse. Thou wilt reign over all the earth with thy sovereign love, and the consciousness of men will be full of the light of thy serenity. This is the promise.
November 17, 1973. Takes her breakfast and lunch and medicines. In the evening, on her asking, they lift her up several times. Around 7 o'clock, her pulse and respiration gradually decline, leaves her body at 7:25 p.m. November 20th. The mother's body is placed in the samadhi in the ashram courtyard in a vault above Sri Aurobindo's at 8:20 a.m. The mother is the divine conscious force that dominates all existence, one and yet so many sided that to follow her movement is impossible even for the quickest mind and for the most vast intelligence. Says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. November 17, 1973. As written by Satprem in the book Disciples. Subtopic: The Divine Materialism. The Mother and Sri Aurobindo have been on earth for us. Sri Aurobindo says, Mother and I are one but in two bodies. On November 17, 1973, at 7:25 p.m., she had left. Her face was so thin, so white. Oh, no beatific, not the peace of the dead, a fierce concentration on that face. She who had all the beatitudes, all the liberations of the soul, an overwhelming concentration as if she were staring at what? The enigma, inexorably, unwaveringly, without a quiver, straight as a sword to pierce the heart of falsehood. Death is a falsehood, she used to say. We have put it into our head and our will to conquer this accident. What was she looking at with her two eyes closed? She who said, I can see more clearly with my eyes closed than with my eyes open. They will think I am dead because I am no longer move, no longer speak, but you will tell them. Even those around her were beginning to realize. It was 23 years after Sri Aurobindo sacrificed his body, and we still hear his prophetic words. A day may come when she must stand unhelped on a dangerous brink of the world's doom, and hers, carrying the world's future on her lonely breast, carrying the human hope in her heart, let soul to conquer or fail on a last desperate verge. Alone with death and close to extinction's edge, her single greatness in that last dire scene, she must cross alone with a perilous bridge in time and reach an apex of world destiny, where all is won or all is lost for man. It is the red evening of the West, a difficult secret which we approach with a prayer on our lips and a quivering in our heart. Perhaps this is how the first man in his clearing approached the first awesome thought. But the secret of the next word lies not in a thought, it is supramental. It takes place within the depths of the body, at the knot between life and death. For the first time, something has begun to stir in matter, in body cells, on the frontier of biology and prayer. It is not a secret to understand, it is an ordeal of fire. Because to understand for matter is to have a power which is found only at that narrow junction where life and death embrace, where sense escape the old genetic code to enter the law of the next kingdom. It is a new transmutation, more arduous than that of the caterpillar. The transmutation to the next age, to find the secret, is to have the power to stand upright before death, upright before life, at the point where this death dies out and where this life dies out, or else is rekindled to another physical life, which is no longer life or death, but something, perhaps something else, perhaps the life divine. This is the transition we are going to work out together, groping through Mother's great virgin forest. And perhaps at the end, in the clearing of the next world, with the eyes of the next being, we shall find what she was seeking. And there may be no mistake, the discovery is not yet there, it has to be made. Maybe even many will have to make this discovery for it to be truly done. Then perhaps we will meet our Divine Mother again as if she never died, and death, deep falsity, will disappear. A veil behind the heart, a lid over the mind, divide us from the divine. Love and devotion rend the veil in the quietude of the mind. The lid thins and vanishes. Sri Aurobindo belongs to the future, says our Divine Mother. He is the messenger of the future. He still shows us the way to follow in order to hasten the realization of a glorious future fashioned by the divine will. And for all those who want to collaborate for the progress of humanity and for a luminous destiny, everyone must unite in a clairvoyant aspiration and in an illumined work. Our mother has affirmed that Sri Aurobindo has given not a hope but a certitude of splendor towards which the world was moving. This is to understand and put it into practice that He had given this life so that we may be born into the divine consciousness. When the mother's advice was sought by the sadhaks as to how best they should exemplify the reality of the ashram, she said, live it, live this reality. All the rest, talking, etc., is of no use. And if they were to live it, the sadhaks must commune with the psychic being deep within, the incarnate divine, through an intense aspiration, perfect concentration, and a constant dedication. Prayers and Meditations, October 23rd, 1937. A prayer for those who wish to serve the divine. Glory to thee, O Lord, who triumphest over every obstacle. Grant that nothing in us shall be an obstacle in thy work. Grant that nothing may retard thy manifestation. Grant that thy will may be done in all things and at every moment. We stand here before thee, that thy will may be fulfilled in us in every element, in every activity of our being, from our supreme heights to the smallest cells of the body. Grant that we may be faithful to Thee utterly and forever. We would be completely under Thy influence to the exclusion of every other. Grant that we may never forget to own towards Thee a deep and intense gratitude. Grant that we may never squander any of the marvelous things that are Thy gifts to us at every instant. Grant that everything in us may collaborate in Thy work and be ready for Thy realization. Glory to Thee, O Lord, Supreme Master of all realization. Give us faith, a faith active and ardent, absolute and unshakable in Thy victory. November 17, 1914. Alas, Sublime Mother, how great must be thy patience! Each time thy conscious will attempts to manifest itself in order to rectify errors, to hasten the uncertain progress of the individual led astray.
रुद्रयते दक्षिणं मुखं तीर्णमामुपाहि नित्यम् सर्वस्तरदुर्गाणि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु सर्वः सद्बुद्धिमाप्नोतु सर्वः सर्वत्र नन्दतु सर्वेत्र सुखिनः सन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात् ॐ नमो भगवति माहेश्वरी स्वाहा एतत् पाद्यं श्रीमीरायै नमः ॐ नमो भगवते भगवते श्रीअरविन्दाय भगवते श्रीअरविन्दाय ॐ श्री मीराय नमः श्री मीराय नमः